Okay, so now let's work an example with a little more realistic problem setting. Right? A manager must decide whether or not to invest in a project with expected return of 14% and a beta of 1.6. The question is, should the manager invest in the project? Suppose that the risk-free rate is 6%. The expected return on the market, the expected market return for projects of this nature is 12%. So the way that we're going to use the CAPM here is to say, given what we know about the beta of the project, the risk of the project, the expected return on the market, and the risk-free rate, we can calculate based on CAPM what the expected return should be. If that's different from what the expected return is given for the project, then we may have to make a decision. Then we'll know how to make our decision. Okay, so we're going to use the CAPM to decide what the expected return should be. So the expected return of any asset, and this project is an asset, has to be equal to the risk-free rate plus the beta of the asset times the market risk premium, which is the expected return on the market minus the risk-free rate. So we're given that the risk-free rate is 6%. The project has a beta, a systematic risk exposure of 1.6. The expected return on the market for projects of this risk level is 12%, and the risk-free rate is 6%. So I do my algebra correctly and I get 15.6%. That's what the expected return should be based on the level of risk. But what I see here is that the project is only returning a 14%, right? So the question for us is a 14% return enough to justify the risk? Right? And CAPM tells us no. The capital asset pricing model says only 15.6% or more is enough to justify taking the risk. So we reject this project. Right? This is how we use the expected return to think about a project.